All right, what's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. I'm gonna be discussing one of the conversations that was going on in the Star Wars chat. It used to be called Star Wars chat, but the urban acolyte community over on Facebook. I actually, those of y'all who think I don't look, I actually look at those threads, and that's where I'm gonna start getting some of the video content because everybody there is pretty active, pretty creative, pretty imaginative, and I'm already seeing like the stuff that people are talking about is stuff that I would never ever think to do videos on. I'm not saying that in a bad way or anything. It's just sometimes I can be very analytical, and I just like look and say no, I'm not doing that. I'll admit this topic was one of those, but I did have something to say, and I say, you know what? The person that I think it was Nate Noble. Nate actually had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Nate, in the Urban Acolyte community. Urban Acolyte. Some of y'all keep asking like, Prince man, where'd I get one of his shirts from? I don't know why my shirt is like translucent right now, and y'all are like seeing through it. But I don't know how YouTube looks on your end. If you're on a desktop, sometimes like under the videos it'll say like Urban Acolyte merchandise, and you can click down there and see a store where you can get this shirt. So I'm gonna show you guys because there's actually a link right here. I think you guys are seeing my screen. There's a link in the comments, and actually I got a new shirt, so you can be a Supreme Urban Acolyte. We got a new shirt. I just posted that right before, but if you scroll on down, we got the solo inspired Remember to Breathe shirts like I'm wearing, and so there you go. There's that one. Got a sticker too, and then the Take Your First Steps Urban Acolyte shirt, the Last Jedi, the Last Acolyte, right? We got that design too. Chris Ryan's hooked up that design, and then after I actually purchased the font, because you have to buy the that little fancy font, I forgot what it's called, the fancy Star Wars font, then I kind of made it more high res. So yeah, there's that, and I'm gonna drop a link to that Supreme shirt. I don't even have it. Like I literally just made the design earlier today. Also, I know y'all are like, man, you sitting here messing. Hey man, I'm live. This is off the dome. But I know some of y'all follow my homegirl on her Instagram. I know you do because she tells me when y'all DM her. That's how I know, right? Somebody was like, I think I'm gonna expose Prince. Hey, do you know that this guy's putting you in his videos? And she told me. She was like, yep, I know. But she was having a bad day yesterday. She's at a Qigong workshop in Thailand right now. And so hop over to Instagram, send her some love. I'm not gonna show y'all that. You know, let her know that the Urban Acolyte community has got her back. She doesn't know that I'm a Jedi, that I have Jedi senses, but I actually knew that she was having some issues because I felt it. I'm not lying to y'all. I did, man. Self-elevation knows, like, sometimes people come into my life and I had these weird psychic connections or whatever, where it's like I know stuff is going on with them, but I don't know like exactly. And so, you know, she told me, you know, hey, you know, I haven't been feeling too well. Some stuff's going on, and I was like, huh. No wonder I've been tripping out the last couple of days. But anyway, on to the topic. Hey man, I'm live, so I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. If you mad because I didn't get to the point and you watching the replay, well, the hell with you. I'm live, so I'm gonna say what I got to say. Hey man, this is not your normal Star Wars channel, right? You want to watch a regular Star Wars channel? I don't even know who to tell you to watch because I don't look at anybody. And whenever I watch Alex and Molly, I imagine how they are when I was hanging out with them, and they joke a lot. Maybe they don't do that in their videos, but they do in person, right? So, you know, hey man, we real people. I'm not gonna sit here and Star Wars today. Hell no. Anyway, the topic, Finn's family in episode 9. Will we see them? I don't know. I'm gonna just be straight up with you. I don't know. When Nate first asked his question about Finn's family, I was like, no. Hell no. No, we ain't gonna see them. No. Why the hell? No. This is dumb. I ain't even gonna do a damn video. That was what was going through my head at the time, right? I was like, no, man. Why would they do so? So this is you know, that was my initial reaction. Then I had to breathe and center myself, and then I had to think, okay, what is the way that Prince in person, not Prince flowing off the dome, what's going on inside my head? Because a lot of times y'all get what's going on, the storm that's inside my head, and not what I would actually say in a conversation around other people. You got to realize I'm talking to my camera. I mean, I'm live, so I see y'all talking right there in the chat. But normally when I sit and post these videos here in the booth upstairs, still too hot to get up in the booth right now, but hopefully a few more weeks. Man, it's gonna snow in some parts of Canada this weekend. I kind of wish I was up there, but so I could get in the booth, man. Hey, whenever it's a snowstorm in Tennessee, hey man, that's when I do my best work, unless I'm too cold to record. My channel actually blew up originally because it was a snowstorm that took out the whole East Coast. I guess everybody was sitting around watching YouTube videos about The Force Awakens. But what was going on after I centered myself is that, look, Finn and Rey were originally presented as they're no one. They come from nowhere and they find each other, and their belonging, the belonging that they're seeking is actually them coming together and being teammates, friends, homies, lovers, whatever is in the stars for Rey and Finn, right? And then Rose, she has a place. She knows where she's from, but she has lost all of that. So Rose is like the mirror to Finn and to Rey. But then with Rey, Rey does know where she comes from. She just didn't want to tell anybody. And she didn't want to admit it. She didn't want to accept it. So now Rey is apart from Finn because Rey knows where she comes from, and she has to accept where she came from and who she is and where she's going. Finn doesn't know. He's like, look, I was taken from a family I'll never know. That's what he said. So can we see Finn's family? Hell, if we do see Finn's family, Finn is not even going to recognize them. They haven't seen him in 20 some odd years, so they might not even recognize him. Boy, you look just like your daddy, boy. Finn, you look just like your daddy. Finn, you know you look just like your cousin Fad. Finn and Fad, right? Unless he got a cousin named Fad out there and they look just alike, right? That's what my nannies. You look just alike. They look just alike, right? Unless he looks just like his cousin Fad, right? His family probably wouldn't even recognize him. Finn is a product of the First Order, right? The First Order, that was his family. His fire team, those 4 guys, those were his brothers, but he wasn't like them. The mind, the program, literally the program, Finn just could not get with the program, and he never really fit in. And what the literature says is that every now and then you would have one who just did not get with the program, right? Does that mean that they were Force sensitive? I'd like to think so. I would like to think that every one in a 1,000 First Order stormtrooper cadet who stood out above everyone else, you know, they never could get with the program, that, hey man, maybe they had the Force was with them, but it would take the awakening of the cosmic force for them to really be able to tap in. And you gotta you gotta think about what is being set up. What has been set up is you have Force sensitive people who have never had training, never came in contact with the Jedi because the Jedi were not around, right? And I'm talking about right after the Clone Wars, after the Purge, right? Ahsoka Tano's novel with the little girl. I keep going back to her. I'ma always go back to her until we see more examples. Maybe there's been some in some of these new books that I haven't had a chance to read, chances are I'm not gonna read them until it gets cold, because my little reading spot is up right next to the booth, and I'm not going up there to read when it's 95 degrees in my attic. I mean, hell no, forget that. All right, so my thing is, in the Ahsoka Tano novel, you had this little girl, 4 years old. She had the Force. She's sitting there playing with her toys, and they're levitating. Ooh, look at this. Look what I can do. And Ahsoka's just like, she goes to her dad and says, look, you know, keep that under control, or y'all are going to be in some trouble. And look, it's only going to be for a little while. She's going to get older, and she'll forget all about it. And with no one to teach her, she'll just, like, she'll always have the Force. She'll always be a little bit different, but she's not going to be running around displaying telekinesis and all of this. She'll just kind of forget about it some kind of way, like the Force, the call of the Force will go dormant within her or something, right? She might always have faster reactions. She might react to things differently, but, you know, so how that applies to Finn, First Order, other people within the First Order who may have been Force sensitive, is maybe at some point they did show signs, but then they've kind of forgotten about it, right? And I mean, in somebody a long time ago when I was talking about me thinking Finn could be Force sensitive, like, no, because if he did, surely he would have been sent to Snoke and the Knights of Ren. Not true. Not true. The reason why is because we don't even know who the Knights of Ren are. We don't know if they're a part. Well, actually they are. That's a different part of the First Order. You got the military branch, you got the mystical branch. And then you look at how the First Order, the military branch, the future stormtroopers they were based on the clone troopers and the Jedi, right? Brendel Hux was like, I want the best of both. I want the fact that we take these soldiers bred from birth to be soldiers, the way the Jedi identified the best and the brightest, the cream of the crop, and the best rose to the top. You had all these Force sensitive kids, and they go through trials, and the best ones of the class are the ones who become the knights. The best of the knights become the masters. The best of the masters get a seat in the Jedi Order, right? It's a hierarchy, and that's how Brendel Hux intended to set up the First Order military branch. So if you had someone who might be Force sensitive, hell, that means you got an even better soldier, right? This person's got faster reflexes than everyone else. They might see things before they happen. What kind of pilot is that going to produce? A superior pilot. What kind of shock trooper is that going to produce? A superior stormtrooper. I mean, it's just like you send all of the recruits off to boot camp, you know, and then, and one out of every 100, one out of every 1,000, one out of every 10,000 of these kids at boot camp are gonna be, you know, special forces, spec forces, right? The Navy, NRDC, you know, one out of every 5 divisions, you got a Navy SEAL, right? You think, and so it's like, well, why would I send them off to be the Knights of Ren when I can keep them here and I can have them under my command, right? That, you know, it's like, they say the chain is only as strong as its weakest link, but what about them really, really strong chains are gonna make that chain a whole lot stronger too? We focus on the weakest link. Hey man, that was slipped, and slipped. He slipped up. Poe Dameron sniped him in the head, killed him, right? Finn carried himself and Slip all the way through decades of training, right? While they were, you know, doing sanitation duty on Star Killer Base and then on Snoke's Supremacy ship, right? But as far as the original topic of Finn's family being in episode 9, like I said, Finn wouldn't know who his family is if he saw them, and you know, and they probably wouldn't know him. And then we got to look at, I said this before the Last Jedi came out. You got to look at what the movie's trying to accomplish. And when you start throwing all kinds of wrenches and screws and everything else in there, you try to make the movie do too much. There's a whole lot of Finn fans that got mad at me, but right before the Last Jedi came out, and I was like, look, man, I kind of don't want to see Finn pick up a lightsaber. I don't want to see Finn's Force sensitivity explored in the movie. And then when we saw the movie and I said, it's interesting that we're getting these weird nods with these little Easter eggs with Finn. Finn is on the Millennium Falcon. He picks up Luke's training droid and tosses it because he's taking care of Chewie. And then Finn is taking care of Rose, and he opens the drawer, and there's the ancient Jedi texts, you know, that Rose is stolen from the ancient Jedi library, from the old rotted out Unity tree there on Ahch-To, or Ahch-To, I guess is what it's called, Ahch-To. That sounds like a venereal disease. Man, you got that Ahch-To, man. Hey, man, you better, hey, don't mess with them girls, man. Don't mess with them dirty girls, man. You mess around, get that Ahch-To, man. I heard she got that Ahch-To, man. Somebody's gonna be mad that I'm that's blasphemy. That's the source of the first Jedi Order. You call it a venereal disease. Hey man, I heard that girl got that Ahch-To, man. That Ahch-To going around them, some of them Padawans, man. They ain't protecting their lightsabers. Catch that Ahch-To. Dog, I heard she got that Ahch-To, man. Anyway, my point is, you know, Finn has these little nods, these little Easter eggs where he's like touching things that have to do with Luke Skywalker, right? So, and then he sees Luke Skywalker, like, who's that guy, right? And so it's like he's in the blue. So Finn could have been Force sensitive all along, but he's so agnostic is not the word. He's so ignorant when it comes to the Force. You know, I know who used the Force. That's not how the Force works, right? He doesn't even know what the Force is or how it works or anything, because all my life I had to fight. He's been told that the Force doesn't exist, and then it's like, well, there's Snoke, and there's Kylo Ren, and there's these Knights of Ren guys who are all Force sensitive. If you guys didn't know that, the Knights of Ren are all Force sensitive. I read it out of a book, out of a Star Wars resource guide back in December. Book somewhere upstairs in my attic. So, I mean, maybe he knew that there was a mystical branch to the First Order, but really it's not like, the last thing you want is for some of your stormtroopers to all realize, hey man, we have the Force. We can, what are we listening to Brendel Hux and Captain Phasma and General Hux and Cardinal? What the hell are we listening to them for? And they start Force choking and Force throwing people all over the place, right? So, you know, it's like I keep saying, if Finn does have the Force, I don't want it to be a side plot to the bigger story. I want Finn to have his own story, his own adventure. When all of this wraps up, then let Finn go and do Finn's thing. If Finn is going to get with Rey, hey man, let the Reylo fans have the sequel saga. Let Kylo Ren and Rey do whatever is going to happen in their relationship, and I don't see it happening with the two of them. I just don't. You know, let the Reylo people have the sequel saga, and then when Reylo doesn't happen after 9 and Reylo is not in game, well then we can all laugh at him. Right? But you know, and then, you know, I'm not saying that Finn is going to get with Rey. I kind of want to see a Finn and Rose thing go down. I think that there is going to be some kind of Rose, Rey, and Finn love triangle. I think Kylo Ren is on the outs. And I think that Kylo Ren actually is jealous of Finn, because Finn is going to have a relationship with Rey that Kylo is never going to have until there's a drastic change with his character. Right? And so I think that Kylo Ren is going to have some hostility towards Finn. Man, there's a possibility Kylo Ren could kill Finn, right? That's not something I really want to see. I mean, he already tried once, and you know, does he know that I need to go back and look at The Last Jedi? But I don't know if Kylo Ren knows that Finn survived. So I need to go and see if he ever makes any mention of Finn in The Last Jedi. I don't think he ever did. So I think he might be under the impression that Finn survived their showdown, and that's actually something I would like to see in 9. I think somebody asked me to do a video, things that I'd like to see in 9. I haven't even thought about. Honestly have not put any thought into episode 9 at all. I didn't even cover the leaked pictures, which I kind of wish I had, because John Boyega was looking pretty fresh. I am gonna say this: I think that Rian Johnson shot some things that I think that there might be some stuff that's like, this is between episode 8 and 9. Because like John Boyega, when they did reshoots, and there was like that behind the scenes sizzle trailer that came out last summer for The Last Jedi. Like, go back and watch my video. I was like, hey man, John Boyega got a haircut. He had like his haircut that he had for Pacific Rim, right? Because he was filming Pacific Rim, I guess, when he came back to do reshoots for The Last Jedi, right? But it's like weird to me. I mean, maybe they reshot some of the stuff on Crate, but like I'm saying, I think that there's like extra footage from The Last Jedi that could pop up in 9 or something between 8 and 9, and that's why I said I think there's gonna be a time lapse, and maybe the stuff Rian Johnson shot, it was like flashbacks, time lapse stuff. This is what happened in between 8 and 9. But I do think that there's going to be a time lapse, because I mean, Finn is dressed differently. John Boyega is rocking a completely different look. Like, I think he's got kind of a goatee or something, mustache. He's got like a fresh haircut. Hey man, he's got the freshest haircut in Star Wars to date. He's got some twists, right? He got like the high top fade with the twist. He's been using the sponge brush. Right, like, go look at those pictures, man. My dude looking fresh. He's got a new uniform on. He got rid of Poe Dameron's flight jacket. You know, I think that in episode 8, it was all about them finding their identities, discovering who they are. And so for Rey, part of discovering who she is accepting her past. For Finn, it was, his past is he was with the First Order, right? But you know, his family, that's, he, like I said, he wouldn't know them if he saw them. So as far as Finn exploring his family, us learning more about where he really comes from, I'm gonna say this, the same answer that I've given about Finn and his Force sensitivity, right? Make it something, give Finn his own project, right? Just like you did with Kyle Katarn, right? Everything that I feel about Finn, just go watch the videos that I did 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, comparing Finn's character to Kyle Katarn, right? Kyle Katarn explored his history, explored his father. His father was a Jedi, or could have been a Jedi, or was Force sensitive or something. Kyle Katarn discovers his Force sensitivity, and it was all in its own project or video game or book or comic book. I don't know. I've got the video games, but I haven't played them. You need to go watch Dash if you want to see that.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Subscriber. I'm not gonna play the games. I mean, them games, what, almost 20 years old or something. I'm not playing Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and all. Nope. Jedi Academy. I don't even know if they still work on my computer, so it's not going to happen. But like I said, the way that Kyle Katarn had his own separate story where he explored his own thing, that's how I would, if I were handling Finn's character, I would give him his own thing, and we see how popular that is. If it's not, right, like, I really feel like whatever is going to happen with Finn's character is really based on his popularity with the fans, and them being able to find a writer who was actually interested in telling that story, doing that project. So I don't know if Chuck Wendig likes Finn and wants to, hey man, can we do a Kyle Katarn type thing with Finn's character after 9 wraps up? Hey man, I love Chuck. I like Chuck's sandwich, the Wendigo. Hey man, I would read it. If Gary Rucka wants to take a break from writing this Wonder Woman, apocalyptic Wonder Woman daughter, dark novel, comic book, graphic novel thing he's doing, he wants to come back and pick up with Finn. Hey man, he did a great job with the Guardians of the Whills book. I'll read it. If what's her name, E.K. Johnston, of course we all know that the lady that wrote Lost Stars. I can't even remember. Claudia Gray. I don't know. She might be busy, man. She working on a whole lot of stuff. Claudia Gray wants to handle Finn. I would read that. If Delilah Dawson wants to handle Finn the way she did with Phasma, I would definitely read that. I think I read Phasma in 1 day or 2 days. I read Phasma in 2 days at my desk while it was hot in September. I didn't care, right? That's how good the Phasma novel is if y'all haven't read it. Yeah, those are my thoughts about Finn. And, you know, I don't care about the time on this. I guess 25-minute, under 30-minute live stream is good. So if you I'd like to hear from you guys here on the live stream, and especially y'all on the replay if you're watching this on the replay, and let me know if you're watching this hashtag replay or hashtag live. How do you guys want to see Finn's past told? Do you not want to see it at all? Like, forget the past, forget your friends, right? Like Maul said, just forget all of it and move forward. Or do you think that Finn learning his family and where he actually came from before the First Order abducted him, do you feel that that's important to Finn's story as it unfolds? And how do you see Finn's story unfold, right? Do you see it in a book? In a movie? Do you think they can get John Boyega to do something on the streaming service? Because, hey, man, I don't know if y'all heard, but Marvel and Disney Digital, hey, man, they getting ready to do a Loki something. They're doing something with the Scarlet Witch. So, like, the MCU, it's going to be the movies, and then the people in the movies are going to be on the shows, too, right? They're like, hey, man, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, that's cute what y'all are doing, but now we gonna take the people from the movies and give them their own shows, and then we probably gonna reconnect it back with the movies. Or I'm thinking as they go bigger and badder, right, the weaker characters who, you know, aren't like the top dogs on the Avengers roster are probably gonna have like these little mini movies. And hey, man, that's somebody laughed at me about my Maul trilogy idea. That's exactly what I was kind of saying Star Wars needs to do, is have these little mini movie projects that are still feature-length films, but instead of trying to take a 6-hour story and compress it to 2.5 hours, now you can make it 6 hours. You can make it 10 hours long and have it in 10 episodes and put it on the Disney digital service. And as long as you put out these blockbuster movies that make $1 billion, right, that everybody wants to see, now these smaller projects, you can make them for the fans who are going to watch it, who are going to love it. And you always have the chance that that stuff is going to blow up and go viral, and everybody's going to come and watch it too, right? So, you know, I'm hoping Kathleen Kennedy sat down with Bob Iger and they pulled in what's the Marvel guys? Feige, Kevin Feige, or what's his name? I don't know his name. Like, I ain't even gonna pretend like I know, because I don't know these comic book stuff. I just watch the movies and watch them and go on about my day, right? But I'm really hoping that the Star Wars Lucasfilm is taking note and saying, hey, man, we can do that too. We have the support from the fans. They will watch this stuff. And Disney, I mean, it's Disney. They got money, right? They can take some of that money they're going to make off of Star Wars land, make a couple of these things. They can do an Obi-Wan movie. They can do some more Han Solo stuff. And they can bring Darth Maul. They can bring back Ray Park and Sam Witwer to the really small screen on the Disney digital service. And if John Boyega, hey, man, John Boyega did some movies for Netflix. So if he's all in for Finn, I'll watch it. What about y'all? Would y'all watch a Finn-led project on the Disney digital service in 3 years from now, if they wanted to expand on Finn's story? If they say we're going to do a book, a comic book, and then the big stuff is going to happen in a 10-episode series with John Boyega as Finn and Kelly Marie Tran, and they gonna be knocking boots and everything else and making some Blasian babies. I'm sorry, y'all, but man, I would watch that. Hey, man, I love Kelly Marie Tran. little thick little. Hey, I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. But if you're a black man, you know what I was about to say. Hey man, Kelly Marie Tran, a little thick little Vietnamese girl, and I like her. I think y'all kind of tell I like Asian women, but it is what it is. Anyway, before I say some more misogynistic shit, I'm sorry. I love women. I ain't never gonna be ashamed to say it, but you know, you can get in trouble for some things, and you know, so I don't want to put out the wrong message. It's all love to the lady fans out there of the Urban Acolyte community. But anyway, I'm gonna go because I haven't even worked out today. I did my standing meditation, some Tai Chi, and then it got too hot. So I'm gonna go study up and do some more work towards building Urban Acolyte Academy, and then get in some benching, some deadlifts, and some squats, and maybe some Qigong later on today. But it was fun hanging out with y'all. I would really love to do this on more regularly in the afternoons. The only way to do that, I probably shouldn't say that on the live stream. I think I kind of mentioned it before. I might have to make some changes, some life changes, and submit a resignation notice, and because I'm trying to get more active here as far as building the Urban Acolyte community. I should be over 100,000 subscribers by now, but I don't know. I just kind of been not feeling it this in 2018. I'll just be honest with y'all. I haven't been feeling YouTube, and now I'm like, hey man, I got this community that I built. I put in work. I need to just, you know, do the work and put my message out there that hey man, it's okay to like Star Wars, right? It's okay to look at geek culture and say, hey man, that's kind of my role model, but I can separate the reality from the fantasy, and the things that this character went through, right? I can extract lessons from that and apply it to my daily life, right? That's really what I set out to do, and I need to do that, and then I need to go a step further and show y'all how to train like a hero. I'm never gonna be the big jack guy. That's not in my genetics, right? But I can be the strongest version of me, and I can help you guys become the strong, and you gals become the strongest versions of you. That's really what I'm trying to do. And you know, I don't need to dress up in a Jedi robe and swing my lightsaber to do that, right? I do that with the meditation, training martial arts for my mind, my body, my spirit, and swinging the kettlebell and deadlifting some weights, man, because it makes me feel good, and you know, makes me look good too. I don't know if y'all can tell it. I'm kind of getting swole a little bit. Like I said, I'm not trying to be jack like Elliot Hulse or nobody, but I'm getting bigger and getting smaller. I'm getting bigger and smaller at the same time. I'm getting bigger, but I'm losing weight. So it is what it is. So I really want to start hammering home my message and helping y'all out and really putting something positive out there, right? As far as what I'm trying to do, showing y'all how to be urban acolytes and being a force for change in your community and to the world. So that was a long way of signing off, because I don't really want to go and study right now. But I got to do what I got to do to build this community and build my other business up, and my other business. I got to start training these my old clients again. So it's been fun hanging out with y'all. Hopefully October I'm gonna make this a regular thing. If I don't have a regular video going up, then I'll just live stream a topic in the Urban Acolyte community. And yes, Special K to Ronin, I do know that Netflix announced that live action Avatar series. Yes, I have watched every episode of Avatar, and I was actually considering going back and like doing videos on all of Avatar, starting with The Last Airbender, going all the way up through Korra. Now that there's a live action version, I like really want to do it, but like I said, I gotta figure out how to get all of this stuff done and have my schedule where I can work on videos, I can do exercise videos and work on my exercise business and everything else. So there's a lot going on, and my first priority right now is getting regular content on this channel and building up my my training business. Those are priorities 1 and 2, because if in a perfect world I would only do those things and teach martial arts, you know, at senior centers. I'm not trying to coach somebody to go to UFC. I'm too old for that, and I'm not even interested in it. I do this for health and to get girls, right? Be honest. I do martial arts to help people get healthy and to get girls. I'll say that again. I do Tai Chi to help people get healthy and to meet girls.
So I skipped Qigong class
Hey,
and went
my
to
Tai
this
Chi helped me
place.
meet her. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, y'all keep on breathing. May the force of others be with you.
Isn't that beautiful?
Always.